Sissy, what are you doing?
Oh.
What you have? No. What you have?
Look.
You got a rock?
Sailor.
Is that Daddy? What's Daddy bring home? What did Daddy bring home? All right, it's Saturday. We are out in the field getting ready to plant. We have 100 bare root roses. Chances are that many aren't gonna get planted today because we still have a lot of prep work to do. So we'll see how many we get planted today. Adam is taking wheelbarrows of all these soil amendments to add to the field right here. Then we have the like fabric, weed cover kind of fabric that we need to put down. And then we can get to planting the bare root roses, which are in 3 watering troughs. It's like 100 bare root roses in the garage. So Addison is out here playing. Sissy's taking a nap. We have a friend that is coming with her son. So Addison's gonna have a blast playing in the dirt with a friend. And we'll have a little bit of help. So we'll see how much we're able to get done.
Well, it's a beautiful day in Central Oregon. We got myself, Amanda, and a friend of ours, and some kiddos helping dig some holes. We got about 15 holes to dig right here in one row of 100 feet. Just looking forward to getting it all planted, and we'll show you a little bit of what that looks like, how we're amending the soil. Our sandy loam out here is just not the best at all, so it needs a lot of amendments, and we're just really excited to get it all done.
All right, it's a lot later in the day. I didn't film that much today because we did a lot of socializing. We had my friend Aubrey and her son come over and help, and then our electrician stopped by, which has basically become a family friend.
Yep.
And we invited him to stay for dinner because we had enough food. But now, you came perfect timing. Can you open that?
Of course. It's been a good day though. As you've heard us talk before, we love getting our hands dirty and getting things done. We got to spend time with a friend that we adore a lot, and it was just cool to. This is not working.
No.
Well, it is 7 o'clock, and Amanda's making a nice latte. That is because we got 13 roses planted today, and we have more than 100 to get planted. Being able to practice patience and practice being a leader and helping Addison understand what we're doing and help him be involved in what we're doing. Because as we grow, we want him to be a big help. Of course, we want to force him to help. We want that to be his heart. And what we've already seen is from taking that time and being patient and gentle and respectful of him and his abilities, he naturally has grown to love to serve. He wants to help. That is truly his heart. Even when there's things that are way too heavy for him to lift, he will want to help. Like he was lifting a bag of bone meal, and it's probably like 10 or 15 pounds, probably 20 pounds.
Addison's also extremely strong.
He is very strong.
He'll take a wagon and pull around his sister all the time.
He is really strong, but he was struggling to carry this bone meal bag, and I was going to help him, and I said, hey, we can do it together, and he says, no, Daddy. He just grabbed it up and carried it over to the wheelbarrow. It was pretty awesome, and that's really his true heart is to help. And so if you can just be patient with them and include them in everything that you do, it really does grow a heart in them to serve naturally. And to see that in him has been such a blessing to us.
So I'll show you what we've done. It's almost laughable considering what we have accomplished, because it's nowhere near what we needed to get accomplished, but it's fine. We know what we have to do tomorrow. We're going to do some prep tonight so that we are ready to go and just get out and get fired up and get it on with tomorrow. So like we said, we've got 13 planted, and we've got landscape fabric here. I would have preferred to put the drip lines underneath. What we're going to do, because roses do like to spread out their roots and you want to actually encourage them to spread out their roots, is we're going to actually put a drip line down the center and 2 on each side of the landscape fabric. That way there will be enough water dripping down and getting to the roots and encouraging those roots to seek out and find water. You really want to encourage the roses for optimal growth to find water. Of course, you don't want to starve them of water, but you also want them to reach for water. But wish us luck and say a prayer or two to make sure that we get these bad boys alive and thriving.
Okay,
Well, it is a
it is
beautiful Saturday
7.
night. We are still prepping,
We
planning.
Adam.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! We're both.
Adam always makes fun of me.
That's so funny. We will always post reels at the same time. Honestly, almost about the same stuff, stories. And of
too
course,
funny.
here we are filming right now. I'm gonna let my wife take over.
I'm letting you take the stand now. We had the same train of thought with that. I was gonna let you
That's
take over.
hilarious. It's
Okay, I'm cracking up on my stream because I always post a reel and then Adam will be like, I just posted the reel or a story of like the exact same idea, just in my words. And then we haven't filmed all day.
No, and that's what I was
And
gonna
then
say.
we both that's what I was gonna say. And then I pull out my phone because I'm coming outside from cleaning up the kitchen. And I see Adam on his phone recording and I'm like, we're literally just doing the same thing.
Between sickness, between ordering the stuff that we needed, waiting for plants to arrive, weather. It's just been chaos here. Beautiful chaos because we don't mind it. We don't mind a little bit of collective chaos. And we're just all about getting work done and all that stuff. But what I was going to say is, yeah, we've been so bad about filming lately because of all those things. Sickness being one of the biggest factors. We eat really healthy, we take supplements, and this has just been a really hard year for us in terms of just keeping our immune systems going. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but it's been really tough. But you know, we're hanging in there. So here's where we are right now. We have 50 holes dug, 25 roses planted, and we have 2 more landscape fabrics laid out. I'm getting ready to burn holes in those. I'll show you that in a second. And I'm pretty confident that we're gonna have at least 100 roses planted by the end of tomorrow. So I am burning. Oh, that's right. I was gonna film this. I am burning holes for the roses, and so I'm using your stenciled circle. We've used an ordinary paint bucket, but how many gallons are those?
5.
5-gallon paint bucket. And you can actually go a lot faster than that. I was just doing that, I guess, to give you a slow motion effect. I have no idea. One of my favorite tools is this little auger that's hooked up to my DeWalt drill. It's just a DeWalt XR, what's that say? 20-volt brushless. I can't see, it's a little dark. What I'm using it for is these holes can become pretty cone shaped when you're digging in them, and in some places the soil is really impacted beneath where we've tilled it. And so what I want to do is, like I said, I want to give those roses time or room to stretch their roots, like you're stretching your legs. And this really softens it up, allows me to get down in there deep and to get some of that dirt out of there. The dirt is nice and fluffed up. And then we can take our amendments, get our dirt nice and nutrient dense, and wet it down and get those bare roots in there. And I'll do that a few times, and that really allows me to get in there deep and to really fluff that soil up. So that I know that when I go to tamp that dirt down to make a nice mound for the bare roots, I know it's going to be able to take root and be able to stretch those roots. It's a really nice, really useful tool. Okay, it is an absolute mess in here. So messy because I just kind of let it go for the time being because we have so many bare roots in here, and I'm in and out so much in the afternoons with farming right now. To really pay tribute to my mother, I did want to plant a red rose here somewhere. And I'm going to give one of them away to my mother-in-law. These are pretty monstrous. Not as monstrous as I've seen some of the other Grace Rose bare roots, but as far as like grade 1 bare roots go, this is like amazing. Menagerie Flower Farm is another one of my favorites. Felicia Alvarez is just an incredible rosarian, and we've gotten some incredible grade 1 bare roots from her. This is actually, what is this? Oh yeah, Princess Charlene de Monaco. It's a beautiful garden rose, but you can just see they're healthy plants, at least 2 years or more, and they're just really, all the bare roots we've got from her are just really great quality. So if you're shopping for bare roots next year, that is one I guarantee. One of my favorite things too is that the packaging is incredible. It makes you feel like
it's your birthday or Christmas.
They give you gummy bears?
And they give you a Haribo, whatever it is, gummy bears, not the sugar-free, the regular Haribo gummy bears. She's laughing because if you've ever seen the Amazon reviews for the sugar-free gummy bears, that's some of the best internet entertainment you can find. It's toilet talk, but it is hilarious. I highly recommend it. But yeah, Menagerie, definitely recommend, definitely support them if you want some high quality bear roots. All right, so I got my hose, I got my garden wand, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill this cooler up with the bare roots and show you exactly where you fill the water line. Okay, you can see that I just have it up to the bud union right there. When you plant these, that's the most important function that the rose will take, is taking root. It has to anchor itself in the soil to stay stable, to take its footing and have the ability to soak up the nutrients it's going to need to grow. And so the first growth that truly is going to happen on a rose is going to be its roots. It's got to set up the foundation for his growth. Roses need a ton of nutrition in the soil. I'm not exactly sure what the perfect balance would be. We will find out this year though, so that's something we're going to explore, is to figure out what the most perfect soil is going to be. And of course, different species of roses are going to prefer different things.
Good morning, everyone. The boys just left to go to Lowe's in the dump to get dirt and some other things that we need for planting roses. Adeline and I hung back to take care of the animals, which we just did. And now it's time to tidy up the house for a quick minute before they get back. Every time Addison takes his shoes off, that big pile of dirt comes because he loves playing in the dirt. So I need to get in the habit of having him take his shoes off outside and then come in. But yeah, we have quite the mess. We have cleanup from Little Sis Miss for breakfast and from Addison and his shoes. So we are gonna vacuum, clean up, do a little bit of laundry, and then the boys will probably be back right about then. Adam, how's it going?
I have no comments. My commentary would not be good.
You want to explain what happened?
Well, just picture the longest, most obnoxious thing that's not supposed to be a kite. And we were flying it. Not intentionally.
After we already got it all in. We were fixing this piece because it wasn't lined up properly, and I lined this one up with the deck of the house, this one right here, and this one curved a little bit in towards the end. So we had just got done fixing it, and then the wind blew it up in the air. And so I think it's back to its original state right now. The kids are out from their nap. It's still windy, if you can't tell, and I have dirt on my face a lot, but it did clear up a little bit. It's sunny at least, so that's nice. It's not as cold. Addison's down there helping with Daddy. Sissy's now going down there too, but she was helping me. She was having fun. But yeah, I'm just marking up where we are gonna torch all the holes for the roses. Okay, it is 7:38, somewhere around there. Kids are sleeping. You guys already heard us talk about this earlier, but the wind.
Yeah, that ruined
so
some things,
annoying.
but it dampened our spirits for a short while.
And it took up
better.
all the kids' nap.
Yep.
So all of our most productive time was basically battling the wind and then just making it slightly worse off than it was to begin with. Oh my goodness, you guys were crazy. I'm like halfway regretting the decision of being a flower farmer right now. As I'm thinking, the one frost cloth, not a big deal, but we're gonna have 4 rows. And that took us like 20 minutes. Anyways, that's that. We are going to go take showers and relax because it's really cold outside and it's about to be dark, so we can't really do much.
Yep, but it was you always feel good when you get a lot of work done, and we can lament about what went wrong, but there's going to be so much that goes wrong this season that we're just going to have to chew up and spit it out and say, whatever. There's so much infrastructure we still have left to do, and things just aren't perfect. So we're gonna make the most of it, try to just protect all of our investments, and try to get some beautiful blooms out to people to bring them joy.
Well, it's a beautiful Friday. It's gonna be 85 degrees today, which means death for our bare root roses if we do not hydrate them, mist them, and just keep those canes and roots nice and moist. I checked the soil and everything's good to go. We do have some new growth already coming out of our bare root roses, so that's exciting because they are one of the most high quality roses you can possibly buy, and you cannot find them anywhere else. So we're super stoked about that. But what I want to show you right now is something special in our greenhouse, and something that still bewilders me. So when we first moved in, there was no irrigation on this property. It was very dry. There was like no sign of life beyond our juniper trees, but there were frogs, and it surprised me. Irrigation is probably like a mile from our house, so you can definitely think maybe with all those ponds that are sort of near us that maybe they migrated from those. I have no idea. It doesn't make any sense to me. But we found some in our greenhouse. I'll show you. So you can see one right there, just chilling. I call those my fierce plant predators, or my friendly predators. I'm all about them. You can never have enough predators that eat all the bad bugs.
All right, it is Sunday morning and we are out here getting ready to work. Sissy is over here playing. Addison is over here playing on the bike, and I'm sure he'll help at some point do some digging. But yeah, so this is how far we got last night with digging. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I just did a 10th one now. So we got 9 holes before it got dark outside, and we did 9, there's like 52, so we have a lot to go. We're gonna dig holes, do soil amendments, and then hopefully get 100 bushes in the ground today. And we have 26 so far, so we'll see. All right, Addison just helped me move all these trays outside right here. We actually have a couple in the dumpster too that all need to be watered, and then might leave some outside, but I don't really want the dogs getting in them. Well, they're little babies, so might put them back in the shed too. We'll see.
So right now we've already amended the soil. We'll have to do another video on that, on how I prefer to amend the soil. But right now we're just going to plant this baby in this hole. As you see, we got a lot of dirt here, so we're going to get started. I like to put a mound right here in the center that gives the roots a nice amount of support. Now with these roots right here, this hole is nice and damp and the soil is nice and soft. I can just take these roots and kind of swirl them around the hole. That's not gonna hurt. And you can kind of tuck them down into the soil. That's not gonna hurt them either. It's really best, however, to make sure you have gloves when you're doing this. The oil on your fingers can really irritate the roots and mess with the fungi and the bacteria that's beneficial to the roots establishing themselves. So right now I'm just gonna backfill it. A cool little fact that I learned a long time ago, and it's a warning, rather, is that if your rose is not planted straight, let's say you plant it at an angle, I forget what exactly happens, like the actual scientific terminology, but what happens if that rose grows sideways, it'll actually die over time because for some reason those roots aren't getting the nutrients they need. I forget exactly why that is. You can look it up, but make sure you plant your roses up straight. I don't know why you'd want to plant them diagonally, but just make sure you get them as straight as you can.
During the kids' nap, we finished this whole other row right here. So we are up to having 52 roses in the ground. Now the kiddos are awake. We need to get started on the next row. All right, we are just hopping on to close out the video and let you guys all know that we didn't get 100 roses, but that's okay. We will update you next weekend. Hopefully we'll have over 100 because we have over 100 that need to get in the ground.
We didn't get 100 planted, to be specific. We got, I think, around 64. And it's because we were having trouble finding one of the bare roots that we were looking for. I did find it. And yeah, anyways, we have so much more to plant. It's a little overwhelming when you really add up the thousands of plants that still have to get in the ground, plus all of the roses that have to get in the ground, and the other plants, the blackberry bushes, the blueberry bushes, they're about to produce berries, by the way. Did you notice that? That's pretty neat.
But it's such a blessing to work this hard as a family. Addison still is such an incredible helper. He'll go from hole to hole as I'm digging and do his part. He'll dig a little bit out and then be like, okay, Daddy, it's ready for you. And it's just really sweet to spend that time with him. And we're not making him do the work. That's the beauty of it, is that he just genuinely wants to help.
Yeah, he wants to help, and then he'll play for a while, and then he'll help. So he's totally getting to have a blast just being out there with us and getting to exercise his little servant's heart, which is super cute.
Just feel really good about this week, and I think Amanda and I are going to sleep incredibly well. And I'm just really looking forward to that right now at this point. Anything else to say?
Good night.
I think we all got a little bit of dirt in our faces too, so enjoy that. God bless and take care.